Deshawn was a freelance urban explorer and filmmaker, known on YouTube for entering condemned buildings and filming abandoned places across America. He'd seen a lot: collapsing hospitals, empty prisons, flooded subway tunnels, but nothing like 1549 Mercer Street. Locals called it the Gut House. The city tried to demolish it 3 times. Equipment failed. Workers refused to go back. One guy lost 2 fingers when he touched the basement door. The door nobody opened. Deshawn naturally was intrigued. The house looked normal enough from the outside, just decayed, overgrown. But once he stepped in, his camera picked up a hum, low, vibrating, like the house was breathing. The floor felt soft, warm. Basement door. The door was bolted shut with meat hooks, not normal hardware, actual butcher hooks hammered into the wood. It stank, like old blood. He pried them loose. The door opened with a wet sound, like tearing skin. And beneath the house, there was no basement. There was a chamber, not made of concrete, made of tissue. The walls pulsed, red and slick. Arteries hung from the ceiling like light fixtures. The floor squelched beneath every step. And in the center was a chair made of ribs, wired together with nerves. Something was sitting in it. At first, Deshawn thought it was a body, but it was still breathing. Shallow, ragged, barely alive. Its eyes were sewn open, its jaw unhinged and stitched to its chest. It had no legs, just trails of muscle stretching into the floor, like it had grown into the room. Then it looked at him. It didn't move, didn't speak, but he heard it, in his skull. It was hungry. It made me the first. You'll be the last. The collapsed Deshawn turned to run. But the stairs had melted. The ceiling began to throb, thick with veins. The walls rippled like they were chewing. And then the house made a sound. A deep, gurgling swallow. He dropped the camera. His footage ends with a blur of movement, bones cracking in a single frame. Deshawn's face, wide-eyed, mouth open as tendons wrapped around his neck. What remains? They found his van, still running. His phone was in the glove box. One text, unsent. The house isn't abandoned. It's alive. The footage surfaced 2 months later, leaked. Every viewer reported the same thing. A low humming and dreams of something digesting them slowly from the feet up. Nobody goes near 1549 Mercer Street now, but sometimes people still hear the swallowing from underground.